Alright guys, so I just got done coloring in or painting in our secondary colors. Now we got orange, violet, and green. So now what we're going to do is we are going to mix our primary colors with our secondary colors so that we can get our tertiary colors. So a quick tip for this would be to definitely have some paper towels ready at hand so that you can drop any excess paint so that you're not accidentally are mixing any paint, like getting orange in the yellows or the blues and the greens and etc. So it's really important that we go ahead and get all the axes, because look, see, I just got some of the axes from a dirty water. So if your water is like this, it'll probably be a good idea to probably exchange or what are my words? Empty out your water and fill it up with some clean water. There we go. And so we're gonna go ahead and if your tray kind of looks like this, as some of your trays might be dirty from the previous years in art class, go ahead and just soak up your little paper towel, and we can just go ahead and get that excess off, so that watercolor is extremely easy to wash off, so it's not like acrylic paint. So we're washing it off right here, just clean enough where we can add some more paint where it won't get mixed in with the other colors. So let's go ahead and try to clean it off as best as we can. Alright, so I'm going to make a little spot for right there. And it'll be a good idea to wash off these palettes after mixing using different colors in case you need another palette spot. So ideally you want your whole palette to be clean, but in this case we're just going to go ahead and use one just for this demonstration. So see how dirty that got really quick? So there is my palette. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to go ahead and mix our primary colors with our secondary colors to get our tertiary colors. So we're going to go ahead and try to get yellow orange. So it'll be a good idea to start off with the light colors first when mixing colors. So we're going to go ahead and add our mixed colors in right here. So I'm going to go ahead and wet my paintbrush. Go ahead and get the excess off of my paintbrush, not too dry, otherwise we can't get the watercolors wet. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use a lot of yellow because this is yellow orange, so it's more yellow dominant. So just doing that. So go ahead and add my yellow right here. Maybe just go ahead and add a little bit more of that paint so we can get that more watercolor accumulating. So I'm just going to use my paintbrush. Okay, so you see that yellow, so go ahead and just add a little more. Alright, so maybe just a little bit more. Okay, we can probably stop right there. And now we're going to use just a little bit of our orange. Okay? Because this is supposed to be yellow orange, not orange yellow. So just about like that. And we're just going to go ahead and just like that. Okay? So now let's mix it up to see what happens. So now we have that really yellowish. Maybe we went a little too much on the orange, so I'm just going to go ahead and add a little more yellow too. Okay. Okay. That's almost there. Maybe just a little bit more yellow. We put a little too much orange at last time, so now we're trying to compensate it. So that's why it's always better to go very light with the darker colors if you're mixing a lighter color with a darker color. So we'll go ahead and just use what we have right here. So this is our yellow orange. I'm going to go ahead and paint on our tertiary side. So All right. Okay. Just go ahead and it's a little yellow, so maybe we can just go ahead and add a little, just a tad bit more orange. Okay. Just going to mix that up a little more. So sometimes mixing colors can be a battle, you know. It's a little bit too much or it needs a little more. Sometimes it can be here for a while, but once you get the hang of mixing colors, it'll come secondhand nature to you. So there we go. Go ahead. There we go. It's starting to come out now. We'll add a little more pressure to my paintbrush. It's going to get a little watery. That's the thing when you're mixing watercolors, is that it can get really watery very quick, so you have to be kind of careful. All right. So I'm just going to give it that tint. Maybe we can just go ahead and add a little bit of orange right here too. Ooh, a little too much. Oof, a little too much. Go ahead and spread it around. There you go. Alright. Not too bad though, not too bad. So sometimes you guys when you're mixing colors, it can be a battle. Especially with watercolors, because watercolors are a little bit more less consistent. But there is our yellow orange. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and dry this off. Okay. Make sure it's nice and dry so we're not accidentally mixing colors. Now we're gonna go ahead and do yellow green. So we're gonna go ahead and add yellow once again. So we're going to be mixing our primary color, yellow, and we're going to do our secondary color, green. So it's going to be like a really limeish green or yellow green. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear the dogs howling. Sirens passing by my house. Dogs love to howl when there's a siren passing by, you know? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and with this green right here. So I'm gonna get a little wet, more wet. Okay, just gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of green, just like that. Oh, maybe a little more. Maybe a little more wouldn't hurt. It's supposed to be like that yellow green, so a little more green. Alright, you see that, you guys? And some green in there. Now I'm gonna mix it up. So when mixing tertiary colors, you guys, it takes patience. Just letting you know, it takes patience. I'm gonna go ahead and just see what we got. A little too yellow still. We're almost there. I'm gonna go ahead. That's why it's better just to go lighter first, so that in case we want to go too dark, otherwise if it gets too dark, and it's gonna be harder to correct. So. Okay. All right. There we go. There's our yellow green that we want. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add this on. Start from right here. There's our yellow green. So we got a little better look this time. So go ahead and use all that yellow green. And there we have it, folks. We have our yellow green. So now we're gonna go ahead and kind of repeat the same process. And this video might be a little way too long if we actually go through all the tertiary colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint all the rest of our tertiary colors remaining. And I'll see you guys back on our next video when our color wheel is complete.